Almost everyone in the gym industry wishes that they learn how to train abs properly sooner. If you watch this video, you'll learn how to have an aesthetic set of abs. And it all comes down to these two things. It comes down to your body fat percentage, as well as using specific exercises. Now, I've meticulously chose these exercises for an aesthetic physique. All the other ones are going to leave you with a wide, bulky physique, and that's not what we're after. Now, it's really controversial in the industry of fitness about are abs actually worth training? Because everyone says that you can just make them in the kitchen. Now, that's true to an extent. I'm not going to deny it. But if you are going to get abs purely through your diet and not exercising, you're just going to be left with undefined abs and skinny abs. You're going to look like a bitch. I'm going to be honest with you, you're going to look like a bitch. So train your abs. Don't leave it down to diet and nutrition. Okay, with that said, I'm making this video for people who are skinny fat, but they're also not going to look for a quick fix, not a 5 minute sort of fix to the problem of being fat and having no abs. So I'm going to help you build abs that you're going to be proud of. My name's Ethan, and like I've just said, my purpose is to help people with a skinny fat physique build an attractive physique. The main goal for this video is for you to take away information that's going to help you build a strong physique, whilst it being a strong waist, not a strong physique, a strong waist, whilst it also looking aesthetically pleasing. Now, that's what most people only offer. But I'm also going to offer functionality. So you're still going to be able to have good motion and you're not going to look awkward whilst you're walking. Also, people, when they train their abs, it leaves them being really stiff because they've never trained functionality properly. So, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to go through an ab breakdown so you understand how your abs are laid out in the diagram of your abs. So it starts with your obliques. Your obliques are on the side of your body. And these are just mostly used for turning. They get targeted and engaged when you turn. Just above them is something called a serratus. The serratus, that's just a bit more of extra motion. That helps with just a bit more of extra turn. So say I was doing a Russian twist, which is where you have a kettlebell or just a weight. You lift up your legs and you turn. If I'm just turning it to 90 degree every time or 180, it's only targeting my obliques. If I turn a bit higher and get to stretch, now it's targeting my serratus. So, on your front, you have your transverse abdominis, which is below your belly button, and some people even say it's the first two abs. If you have a six pack, it can be seen as the first two abs above your belly button. Or, now moving on to the rectus abdominis, it's the first four abs, or the six abs. Just the center upper or center lower. Now, let's get into how to be functional with abs. Fuck obliques and fuck your serratus. These are just going to leave you with a bulky waist, ruining your V-taper, and it's not attractive at all because they get really bulky. This is what gives you a Ninja Turtle look. That's what's that's what's been used. It's called a Ninja Turtle look, where you just look really bulky and is not attractive. So I'm going to get into exercises, but before I talk about the exercises to do, I'm going to tell you about the reps. Everyone gets confused when it comes to abs about how many reps to do. Because for some reason, they think they need to do 100 reps or 50 reps for 10 sets. You don't. You don't need to do that many reps. It's a muscle. Remember that. So treat it as any other muscle. If you're going to give someone advice on growing biceps, you just tell them do your standard hypertrophy reps, which I will going to go over now. So for later on, I'm going to cover something that I'm going to talk about later on. I'm going to say it really quickly. Progressive overload. You can use machines to progressively overload, which is going to help you have an even more detailed physique, have more detailed abs. And it can also just help you be stronger. And it's also quite cool seeing that you're going up in weight. Anyway, getting on to the amount of reps to do. I'll say do around 15 to 20 for 3 sets, and then do, if partial, so let's say we're doing leg raises, you can lift up your legs fully, flat, lift up your legs fully, and then just slightly lift up your legs as much as you can. That's a partial. Get to around 20 clean, and then your 20th, try and just do as many partials as you can, but don't go past 25. It's not needed. Do around 3 to 4 sets as well. Okay. Let's talk about some exercises to do. Just some general exercises. I'm going to be more specific later. You can use dead hang leg raises. Now I'm talking about this one now, rather than telling you which muscle group it trains first. It's because I'm going to tell you how to utilize it properly. A dead leg hang raise. So you hold a pull-up bar, or you're on a dip machine, and you just lift up your legs. So your body's doing 90 degree. You should start by bending your knees. So that means there's less leverage on your abs. This is going to help you later on to do more reps. Because if you don't, you're going to try and fully extend your legs at first. It's not happening. You're going to get maybe 3 reps max. It's not happening. Kill your knees, humble yourself, and do your 25 reps. Then later on down the line, maybe a month or 2, start straightening out your legs a bit at a time. Eventually, you'll be able to fully straighten out your legs. That's when you move from the dip machine, or if you're already on the pull-up bars, use a pull-up bar, and you want to lift up your legs fully and move up a bit. So it'd be easy if I just show you a video on here now. But another thing to do is an ab wheel. This is like a small wheel with 2 handles either the side. I'll show you a picture on the screen. And this is, you're going to walk out. If you struggle at it at first, you're going to put your knees on the floor like you would do on a cheating push-up, where people in your gym class or PE whatever, they couldn't do a push-up, so they use your knees instead rather than doing a proper push-up. Do the same here. Just put your knees on the floor and then you roll out and roll back in. That's the same amount of reps as anything else. For all of these exercises, you use the same amount of reps. For ab wheel, people start doing ridiculous amounts of reps. Same as crunches, people just do loads of reps. It's not necessary, it's not needed, it's a muscle. Train it as any other muscle would, as you would with any other muscle. Fucking hell. Reverse candlestick. Now, this will take you some time to do. I can't even do this shit. I think I can't do this, I'm pretty sure. So if you could do it, I'd be surprised. But you should be doing this later on. Maybe 3 months after training abs. You should start doing it. Start trying to do it. Now, going back to the point I said later, before, about don't skip machines. Machines are there to be utilised, so utilise them for hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is what we're trying to do anyway. So, By doing hypertrophy, you're going to increase the size, which will increase the amount of detail in your abs, and this will also increase how, I won't say how much you can see them, but that's more to do with body fat percentage, but at the same time, it's not. It's also, with machines, you can also just count the amount of work you've done. You can count through reps how much work you've done, rather than using a timer like you would on plank. Moving on to, right, let's get into the specifics. Some of the specifics are, when you train your abs, they're going to grow. It's a muscle. It's growing. The layer of fat is now being pushed. It's now bending. It's now curving. So, to an extent, you need both. This is why I won't agree or disagree with the statement of abs are made in the kitchen. If you just use that statement, it's not, but at the same time, they are. So it's a yes and a no answer. Because the abs are being pushed against the skin, more meaning they're more visual. But then you also need to reduce the fat to properly see them. Now, going back to exercises, you can target your rectus abdominis, upper 4 to 6, by doing ab wheels, crunches, and partial crunches. If you know what a partial crunch is, it's where you just don't do the full crunch. Best way to put it, you just move like the top of your body. You don't fully go to your legs, if you know what I mean anyway. And for your transverse abdominis, you can do dead hang leg raises, reverse candlesticks, reverse candlestick, a V-sit, they're good, or a seated scissor kick. For your seated scissor kick, they're just going to get repetitive. So I would start doing them later on as well, because if you're just starting out doing abs, you're most likely going to find it boring, which is why you've never done it before. So do that later on. Let's get into the specifics of fat loss. To avoid food cravings for sugary sweets, for eating loads, most of the time you're not actually hungry. You're thirsty. So drink more. Drink more water. You hear it loads. Drink 2 litres of water, 2.5. Just, I'm changing it from the health aspect to now, fuck that. Drink water to stop your cravings. If you're a little bitch anyway, you can't just stop your emotions and just not eat. Then yeah, drink water. But anyway, track your calories as well. It's going to stop you from eating over and gaining fat. Okay. Again, I'm targeting people who are in a 17 to 20% body fat. If you're above 20%, then you need to cut aggressively. And if you're below, then I suggest you bulk aggressively. Eat high protein, low carbs. This is because protein is necessary to build muscle, and carbs are just a waste. It's a waste of fuel. It's a waste of space. You can eat more protein and leave carbs. It's hard to hit your protein intake. It's a lot harder than you think. So the more carbs you eat, the harder you make it for yourself. But it's also just going to make you more tired when you're working out. Try it. I'm only going to say this once. Don't do it again. Try it once. Eat a bowl of porridge, eat some toast before you go work out. And then when you do work out, you'll feel that you're just fatigued. Even if you've just woke up and it's a morning session. Usually you might be bit tired, but after eating porridge and toast, you're going to see a massive difference in how lethargic you'll be when you're training and how much you just wouldn't want to train. So leave carbs out of your diet. And when you've built a substantial amount of muscle, then you need to cut. So, just 17 to 20% body fat. I advise you do a minimalistic bulk. You do a slight bulk. So, let's say calorie intake a day. This is ridiculous, but let's say it's 2,700 calories a day. Go to 2,900. This is going to stop you from gaining weight rapidly. Your body's going to be able to handle it. You're going to be able to understand how many calories you want to have and what works best for you. I advise going 200 or to around 300 calories more than your average intake a day. But most of your food should just be protein orientated. Now, I'm going to give you some bonus tips. Focus on ROM. ROM. Range of motion. Treat your abs the same as any other workout, any other muscle. I've said this before. Except for partial crunches, that's a monomer. But for any other exercise, treat the range of motion the same as any other muscle. The only reason why I said do partial crunches is to target and fatigue the specific rectoral abdominis. Fuck, can't see it. Moving on. But yeah, you need a wide range of motion. This creates a longer time under tension. Therefore, it's going to help you slowly go on the eccentric and the concentric, which is nerd for the up and down movement. So, by keeping stress in your abs, it's going to help them grow. And detailed, everything I've already repeated, it's just going to help them improve a lot more, and you're going to see a lot more growth. If you don't know me, I'm Ethan Higgins. Engage with the video to help the algorithm. Goodbye.